Hello, I'm Brian from Olikrankiwanka, here to talk to you about Peter Zeihan's predictions about China's economic collapse by 2030. Peter Zeihan is a geopolitical strategist known for his analyses on global trends, demography, and energy. He has made some bold predictions regarding China's future, among other things. Predicting the future is inherently uncertain, especially in the field of geopolitics. While Zeihan might have data and arguments to support his views, there are counter-arguments that can be made against the notion that China will fail by 2030. Here are some reasons why Zeihan's assumptions might be questioned. Demographics aren't destiny. While Zeihan often cites the challenges of China's aging population as a significant factor in its future decline, some argue that demographic challenges can be managed. Japan, for example, has been dealing with an aging population for years, but remains an economic powerhouse. Technological advancements, particularly in automation and AI, could mitigate some of the challenges posed by demographic shifts. Economic adaptability. China has shown a remarkable ability to adapt its economic models over the past few decades, transitioning from an agrarian society to a manufacturing hub and now to a consumer-driven economy. This adaptability might allow China to find solutions to new challenges and continue its growth trajectory. Infrastructure development. The Belt and Road Initiative and other infrastructure projects are aimed at expanding China's global influence and ensuring continuous economic growth. These initiatives can provide new markets and maintain China's export-driven economy. Internal reforms. China continues to push for economic and financial reforms that could stabilize its economy. While there are inherent risks, the Chinese leadership has shown a proclivity for careful and calculated reforms. Technological advancements. China is rapidly advancing in sectors like technology, artificial intelligence, and biotechnology. I'll let my colleague Wilma talk more about additional key drivers.
Thank you for the handoff, Brian. The following sectors could be key drivers of growth in the future, offsetting other areas where China might face challenges. Energy security. China has been investing heavily in renewable energy and is leading in several sectors, such as solar panel manufacturing. This could provide the country with more energy security in the future, even as global fossil fuel resources diminish or become more contentious. Resilient authoritarian model. While democratic countries tout the benefits of open societies, China's authoritarian model has shown resilience and an ability to address challenges swiftly. This centralized control might enable more effective handling of crises. Diverse economic partnerships. China has been diversifying its economic partnerships around the world, reducing its dependency on any single market or region. National cohesion and unity. Contrary to some analyses that highlight internal divisions, there's evidence to suggest a strong sense of national unity in China, driven by both economic progress and state-driven nationalism. Misunderstanding of debt. Some of Zeihan's concerns revolve around China's debt levels, but it's important to understand that a significant portion of this debt is domestic. China's government has more control over its financial system and can manage debt in ways that might not be possible in more open economies. However, it's essential to recognize that no analysis, including the counter-arguments presented here, can perfectly predict the future. The world of geopolitics is filled with variables, and unexpected events can always alter trajectories. It's always useful to approach such predictions with a balanced perspective, considering various viewpoints. Certainly, when considering any geopolitical analysis, particularly those predicting the rise or fall of a nation, it's necessary to contemplate the multifaceted nature of a country's potential. Continuing on the points against Zeihan's assumptions. Geopolitical influence. China has been systematically expanding its influence, not just through economic measures like the Belt and Road Initiative, but also through institutions such as the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank (AIIB). This extends its soft power and offers alternative frameworks to Western-dominated institutions. Domestic consumption. As China's middle class continues to grow, there is a significant potential for increasing domestic consumption. This internal demand can sustain economic growth even if external markets become less accessible. Roger, would you like to add anything?
I sure would, Wilma. Education and innovation. China has been heavily investing in education, and the number of graduates in science and engineering fields has surged. This focus on education positions China as a hub for innovation in the coming decades. Urbanization trend. While China has seen massive urbanization in the past few decades, there is still room for growth. Urbanization can lead to productivity increases and economic growth, further fueling China's rise. Geographic advantages. Geographically, China controls a vast landmass with diverse resources. This provides not only a level of self-sufficiency but also strategic depth. Diplomacy and global partnerships. China's approach to diplomacy, often termed as wolf warrior in recent times, has been assertive. However, it's also been successful in fostering partnerships, particularly with developing countries in Africa and other parts of Asia. Military modernization. China's military capabilities have been modernizing rapidly. An advanced military not only provides defense but also serves as a tool in geopolitical negotiations. State-led capitalism. While state-led capitalism has its critics, China's model allows for strategic long-term planning that might be more challenging in nations with purely market-driven economies. Environmental initiatives. China is taking significant steps toward environmental conservation, with large-scale reforestation projects and a push toward electric vehicles. As the global community places increased emphasis on sustainable practices, China is positioning itself as a leader rather than a laggard. Cultural export. While often underestimated, China's cultural export through movies, music, and literature can have a subtle impact on its global influence and soft power. It's essential to remember that predicting the trajectory of a nation, especially one as significant as China, over a decade is incredibly complex. There are numerous variables at play, both internal and external. While Zeihan's analysis provides one perspective based on specific data and assumptions, other scenarios are equally plausible based on different data sets and assumptions. The future remains uncertain, and the only surety is that it will be shaped by a multitude of unpredictable events and decisions made by nations and their leaders. Let's delve deeper into why some analysts believe that the predictions of China's decline or failure might be too premature or one-sided. Economic resilience. China has faced several economic challenges over the years, from global financial crisis to regional issues. Yet, its economy has proven to be highly resilient, often bouncing back more robustly than many Western economies. Control over monetary policy. Unlike many Western countries, China has greater control over its monetary policy. Its currency, the yuan, is not fully convertible, which allows the government to implement monetary and fiscal policies that might be more challenging in open economies. Innovation and intellectual property. While historically viewed as a copycat economy, China has made considerable strides in innovation. Chinese tech companies, such as Huawei, Tencent, and Alibaba, have become global players, often at the forefront of innovation. Foreign exchange reserves. China has the world's largest foreign exchange reserves, giving it significant economic leverage and the ability to manage currency and debt challenges. Policy flexibility. China's political system, while less transparent than Western democracies, allows for rapid policy shifts. This can be advantageous in addressing urgent challenges swiftly. Regional diplomacy. The rise of regional groupings like the Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) and the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank (AIIB) are reflections of China's growing influence in regional diplomacy. Diversification of energy sources. China is not just investing in renewables, it is also securing energy supplies worldwide, including in Africa, Latin America, and Central Asia. This diversification could secure its energy needs for the foreseeable future. Global supply chain. China has embedded itself so deeply into the global supply chain that disentangling from it could cause significant disruptions. This provides China with a form of economic security, as many countries are reliant on its manufacturing capabilities. Consumer market. China's vast population, coupled with a rising middle class, makes it one of the most lucrative consumer markets globally. Back to you, Brian.
Thanks to both of you. What Babu was saying is that this means global companies will always seek engagement, giving China a form of soft power. Here are a few more points to ponder. Geopolitical realignment. China's rise has led to geopolitical realignments, with countries in Asia, Africa, and even Europe reconsidering their strategic partnerships. This realignment could work in China's favor in the coming years. Comprehensive national strength. When we talk about the power of a nation, it's not just about economics or military. It's a combination of technological prowess, cultural influence, diplomatic leverage, and more. In many of these domains, China is either a leader or rapidly catching up. Internal cohesion through technology. China is using technology not just for economic growth but also for maintaining internal cohesion. The use of surveillance tech, while controversial, aids in keeping the vast country unified. In summary, while challenges exist for China, it possesses several tools and assets to navigate the uncertainties of the future. Geopolitical predictions are often based on the prevailing mood or current events, and they can change swiftly. Just as past predictions about Japan's dominance in the 1980s or the unipolar world post-1991 didn't pan out as expected, predictions about China's future also carry inherent uncertainties. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe and click like so we may bring you more points of view.